Hey everyone, we are back and we are doing day 5, which is mix old and new. So let's talk about that. For me, my old is I have had these old and I don't even know where they came from. I think they're memory makers or making memories. I've had these old metal, they say read, hope, and mighty. And this is a stamp set I got from a clearance sale a long time ago that had books, and I've never had a chance to use it. So these are my old, and my new is the new 49 Market Botanical Buzz collection. I'm going to be scrapbooking pictures of a wine and literature pairing. Classic novels as wine. It was super fun. I'm going to be doing that. And we are going to put those together. And I will put you on fast forward and let you see how it goes. I did pull just some ribbon out to put through the ribbon holders. And I pulled just the laser cuts and a couple of papers. I'm not really planning on doing a whole lot here, mainly because I don't want to overwhelm the photos, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet for my title, but I do have a moment to remember, and I also have a wonderful adventure, which I think both of those kind of go with the flow of doing a wine and literature pairing. So we'll see. I may not use the stamps, but I picked this paper as my base paper, and my plan is to take these 3 photos and put them here. I'm probably going to cut down. So right now they would be directly across. So I think I'm going to try to cut this one down because she is talking, and I'm going to try to cut them each maybe an inch to 3 inches, maybe through 3x5s. And if I can do that, I think it'll get it down a little bit. So we'll see what I can come up with. So I will put you on fast forward and we'll see how it goes. We're on fast forward. So this came together pretty quickly. The first thing I had to do was trim down the photos. So I ended up making them all 3.5x5, which worked out a lot better. It gave us a little bit more space. I did have to kind of cut some of the words there and make some choices, but they all worked out as 3.5x5. I'm still working with the Walgreens photos in glossy, so they're all 4x6. That's the size they are. So I've got to just work with that. So, in many cases, it doesn't work that I can cut them. In this particular case, it did. And I really wanted all 3 of these photos. It was a wine class that we did based on what if your favorite books were a wine, or what wine personifies each of the books. So, as opposed to a wine that may have been listed in the book, it was what's the theme of the book and what wine kind of goes with that theme. I thought it was a great class. It was a lot of fun. It kind of combines 2 things I really like, which is wine and literature. So a lot of fun. And Lizzie there is one of our friends. She is also a literary person. She taught for a long time English, and now she is a sommelier, or she's working on it, and she works at the wine bar. So she also does a lot of really good things there in at the wine bar. So this was kind of her idea to combine both the classes with, or the books with the wine. It was a lot of fun. It was more fun than I thought it was going to be. We kind of went because it was a unique idea. She's doing another one on Gothic literature, and we've already signed up to go back. It's 100% my thing. I think finding interesting ways to do wine classes is something this particular wine bar is really good at, and it is not just like, oh, I want a class of reds or I want a class of whites. I want a class based on something that allows you to see a lot of different unique wines in a lot of different ways, and maybe you find something you would never have thought of. So now I'm adding the something old, and my something old was these metal ribbon holders that I have had for a very, very, very long time. And I'm pretty sure I got them back in the days when I was going to Hobby Lobby all the time, and they look like something that I would love. And I just never used them. So I'm using 3 of them, which is great. The first one I did with all 3 ribbons, and it's the reed, the one that says reed, which I think is obviously kind of perfect for this. Then I thought I would just do a little bit of ribbon off of both sides for the other ones. And I tried to staple the ribbon on and I hated it. just hated it. So I'm going to pull that ribbon off and we're going to start again. I did want to do the yellow because that's the one color that's kind of not popping on the page. So instead of doing the green, I just did two sides of yellow. I ended up, instead of stapling, just using my ATG and attaching them down. It worked fine. Did have to add extra ATG to the back of these, even though it used to have a sticker on it. They've been sitting in my stash 15 years, at least 15 years. So just bear that in mind. I am happy I got them on a page. I'm happy that I used them. And this is a great prompt if you, like me, have had embellishments or stickers or something that you've sent and you've had for just a very long time and you keep thinking, oh, well, I haven't used it now and it's almost too late. You've almost made it more precious than it was when you first bought it. And so you just need to get them on a page and find that page that works with them. Once again, I forgot to cut the border strip off, so I did that. Now I'm going to use these stamps. And I'm pretty sure I got these as a gift from somebody who was purging their stash and hadn't used them, and they are books. And at first I thought, oh, I'll just put a couple down. I end up putting a whole bunch of these stamps all over the background on the top and the bottom. It adds a ton. And, it looks very subtle here. It just makes this background that looks like just a floral background all of a sudden become a book background. I used 4 different of the book stamps, put them in a couple of places. It blends into the background, so you don't necessarily notice it right away, but it does pop. And it pops in a way that makes you realize this is a page about books without screaming at your face. This is a page about books. And I love that. If I had time or if I'd thought about it, I would have gotten my wine bottle stamp out and added a couple of stamps because I do have a couple of stamps that have wine bottles on them. Added a couple of wine bottle stamps to that as well. That would have added just that final touch. I'm not doing a lot of embellishing on this. I'm doing let's get together and then 2 different word phrases. One of them says shine brightly. And I didn't think we needed a lot. Now I did have the laser cuts and they had these 2 vintagey lamps. I don't know. I loved them. And one little bow that I added up there and then a couple of flowers that I'm going to pop on the side here just to add a little dimension to that left-hand corner. That's it. It's a simple embellished page that really turns out wonderful. That's something I really like about 49 and Market is you don't have to do a lot. Now, the flip side is they give you a lot, so you could do even more than I'm doing. But if you want the paper to shine, this is a great way to have it do that. The very last thing that I'm going to do is splatter. I'm going to splatter with 2 different shades of gold, a dark browny, bronzy gold, and then a bright yellow gold. That is basically all oh no, first I'm going to do enamel dots. I found these green enamel dots. I happen to have 9 of them, so I'm going to just stick them on the page in 3 places. I know one of our tips was enamel dots, and still using enamel dots. I'm going to cover the photos up and then splatter. I'm going to come back in a second from my live to talk about the page again. I hope you're enjoying Scraptember. We're 5 days in, and I think I'm doing pretty good keeping up with the prompts. We'll see how I keep doing, but I will see you tomorrow on day 6. Thanks, everyone. Have a great time. I am back, and this came out so much better than I thought. I think you've watched me kind of struggle with putting the ribbons through. I end up liking how they are set up. I liked having the 2 greens and the yellow on the middle one, and then the words with just the yellow on the sides. Just a few embellishments on this, and it really came together. It is, to me, kind of exemplifies that night. It was fun. You can't really tell that this flower, it gives a little 3-dimension over here. It did add a lot. And then adding a little bit of spritz on top or the splatter on top. So anyway, hope you enjoyed that. This is my take on old. So the stamps, oh, and those stamps just added a little bit of the books down there. Oh, so much fun. It really made this page kind of be about reading. It was so much fun. The books and the metal pieces that I have really been hoarding, and I noticed later there's a hoarding challenge, so I could have used these for hoarding as well. And the new, which was the new 49 and Market Botanical Buzz collection, and if you don't have that, I'll put a link to my little scrapbook store. She still has some in the shop. See if I can get that to Oh, there's no way it's not going to focus. So there it is, Botanical Buzz. I love it. It's everything that I want 49 and Market to be, which is grungy and fun and colorful and flowers, and came together super easy. So thanks everybody, and I will see you tomorrow with another Scrap Timber. Bye everyone.